Hi everyone, Internet PCS book reader here. Today I want to talk about Yellowface by Rebecca F. Kuang. Rebecca F. Kuang, or more famously known as R.F. Kuang, is the author of the Poppy War trilogy, which I haven't and should read, and also Babel, which is one of my favorite books I read this year. So when she came out with Yellowface, I decided to give it a try. I am aware that it is a very different genre compared to Babel. While Babel is a kind of a dark academia, Yellowface is a dark comedy. Despite having dark at both book genre name, they are very different books. But I think R.F. Kuang did a solid job with Yellowface. The story of Yellowface itself follows June Hayward, a nobody who is friend with one of the most famous young author, Athena Liu. June Hayward is a writer, but her debut work came out short because she got the wrong publisher, the wrong editor, the wrong marketing. Meanwhile, Athena, while she is a good writer, she got successful because she's attractive and diverse. Because Athena Liu is a woman of color while June Hayward is just another white girl with brown hair. Or at least that's what June thinks. But one day when they're celebrating Athena's success, she got into a freak accident and died. June is left grieving for her, and as a bonus, she also got Athena latest unpublished manuscript. Because no one else beside her and Athena has seen the draft, she can use them, so she did. She had a lot of justification and mental gymnastics, so in her mind she becomes a saint in releasing the book under her new name Juniper Song. But of course it's never that simple, despite what the character wants. But that's what I need right now. A child's blind faith that the world is so simple, and that if I didn't mean to do a bad thing, then none of this is my fault. The book is very different compared to Babel. I still prefer Babel a lot more because it's just a more serious story, but Yellowface is really entertaining. Parts of the book really reminds me of Bakuman with a lot of know-how on how book industry works and the metrics on the success of a book, which Bakuman did, but in manga, which I know sounds boring in paper when I say it out loud, but it is always placed at appropriate time and never stays too long, so they're always fun to read. A major theme of the book also really reminds me of Dostoevsky's Crime and Punishment on how guilt can really did a number on you, but it is a very different and more modern take on it on a literature world. One of the lines really made me recall Dostoevsky. Athena's ghost has wormed its way into my every waking moment. Only the dead can be so constantly present. Which hope which I hope is taken as a compliment because it is a really great line. I also honestly think this is a great portrayal at online culture in general. It is written with as much subtlety and nuances online argument can have, which is not much, but the author really nailed what it feels like to be involved in such online discussion. The character June is someone who can help but keep getting herself involved in social media and get herself involved with section of communities on the internet that are really easily misguided by surface level observation on media, especially its political aspect. Even though what makes it bad, it's more than it's political. No one in these communities actually cares about character writing, setup and payoff, pacing, subtlety, emotional display, character progression, plot progression, the truth, etc. Because at the end of the day, the reaction got dumbed down to either it's too woke, rah, or it's not woke enough, rah. Like this constant online display of emotion will help people who need and can use some help in real life. They're fighting the good fight in real life and they're making it your entire online personality for entertainment sake only, which I think is highlighted quite well on the book. Such is the nature of a Twitter dust-up. Allegations get flung left and right, everyone's reputation are torn down, and when the dust cleans, everything remains exactly as it was. But not everything about the book is all good. First of all, and I know this is most likely a personal nitpick from me, when I'm reading it, damn me for some reason see Athena Liu as a shoe-in character of R.F. Kuang herself. So every time Athena was praised by other characters that R.F. Kuang wrote herself, it feels a bit too much. And this is coming from me, the guy who's going to put Babel, her previous work, on my top 10 books of the year. And I won't lie, it definitely affected my initial reading of the book, but I think that's just my own problem and not the book problem because it became quickly apparent that this is not a book that relies on the Athena character being a saint. We'll see her flaws throughout the book even when she's no longer there. The other thing is that we also don't know how good actually are the writing for both June and Athena, so we can only accept this part at face value, which I don't really like. Because of this, it's kinda hard to measure how good both of their original works are, especially since the book never goes in depth to the marketing budget issue and the importance of literally social circle. Knowing people who knows people who knows people when you're a nobody can really help sell your book after all, and this wasn't mentioned at all in the book. I won't go so far as say it ruined the book, but it does make getting into the story and the characters slower than it should have taken. But after a while, when you get to know more about the characters, it does help you know more about who they are as writers. And the character writing is compelling. Well, what June did is definitely fucked up, but she's not written as a cartoon villain. And while Athena is the victim, as I mentioned, the book are not shy on showing her character's flaws, albeit from other people's perspective. Maybe one thing that are missing from the book is Athena's mom and her relationship with her. The book kinda only slightly hints that there's something there, but never fully elaborate on it, which is weird. What the book really did well is displaying the mentality of this writer as a character. Stopping isn't an option. I need to create. It is a physical urge, a craving, like breathing, like eating. When it's going well, it's better than sex. And when it's not, I cannot take pleasure in anything else. And lastly, I want to talk about the ending a little bit. The book almost go to the meta route where we are actually reading what the character is writing, which I'm glad the book didn't fully go there because that would be the worst, that would make this a pyrocynical video. But I still think the ending is the weakest part of the story. The magical realism fake out especially wasn't really that compelling, especially because this is done after the meta fake out. Don't get me wrong, I still think that the book ends up is the best it can be, but how it got there is very messy, with a big great villain long and rambling monologue that spells us how everything was done like it's a confession booth. The tone shift is a bit too much during those small section of the book at the end, but other than that, it's still a very solid book. Nowhere near as strong as Babel, but still worth a read. I give this a 3.5. What do you think? Are you gonna read it? Did I miss anything? Leave your talk in the comment below and subscribe to the channel. That's about it.